while programming in Python using Keras or TensorFlow. When we call model.summary function, we get a table like this. It contains the names of each layer followed by the output dimension of each layer and then the number of parameters at each layer. At the bottom, we get a total number of trainable parameters as well as the size of the model. In today's video, we are going to discuss how do we calculate the number of trainable parameters for each layer and for the complete model, and also how do we compute the memory required to save the model. Trainable parameters are those parameters that are updated during the training process of a machine learning model. For example, weights and biases. During the training of a machine learning model, either it's a regression model or a classification model, we need to adjust some parameters that are either weights or biases. In regression, we call them slope and intercept. These are those parameters that are adjusted during the training process so that the loss of the model could be minimized. By looking at the number of trainable parameters, we can have an idea of the complexity of the model, the risk of overfitting, and the training time. Now let's move to the formula, and we will start with the fully connected layer. We also call them dense layer. The formula is very simple. Number of inputs to a dense layer multiplied by the number of neurons in the dense layer plus the number of biases. The number of biases are the same as the number of neurons. For example, if a dense layer has 128 neurons and there are 64 inputs to this layer, then the formula would be 64 times 128. 64 inputs, 128 neurons. And then we will add bias to it. So the number of neurons are 128, so 128 biases will be added. So the total trainable parameters on this layer would be 8320. Now let's discuss about the formula to calculate the number of trainable parameters for convolutional layer. So here is the formula: filter width times filter height times input depth times the number of filters, and then we will add the number of biases. Biases would be the same as the number of filters because each filter has one bias. For example, we have a convolutional layer with 32 filters of size 3 by 3. The input depth to this layer was 64. So 3 times 3, the filter height and width, multiplied by 64, the input depth, multiplied by 32, that are the number of filters, and then we will add 32 biases because each filter has one bias. 18,464 parameters. There is one more way to calculate the same thing. Look at this formula: filter width into filter height into the input depth plus 1. These are the number of trainable parameters for one single filter. A filter is 3 by 3 by 64 and there is one bias that is attached to the filter. And there are 32 filters, and if you multiply it with 32, we will get 18,464. So both the formulas bring the same results. You can use either of them. So here we have an output of the model.summary function for a CNN architecture. And now we will calculate the trainable parameters for each layer for that CNN architecture and then match the parameter that we have calculated with the parameters that are given in the table. We'll also calculate the memory required to store the model and also match the values if they are same or not. So here we have the architecture of our model. Starting with the input layer that takes 32 by 32 by 1 input. Then we have a convolutional layer that contains 6 filters of dimension 5 by 5. Then we have a pooling layer. Then again another convolutional layer that contains 16 filters of size 5 cross 5. Then again we have a pooling layer. Then the input is flattened and passed to a dense layer containing 120 neurons. Then the second dense layer containing 84 neurons. And finally we have an output layer that contains 10 neurons. In this table, input dimensions and output dimensions both are given. In the previous video, we discussed how do we calculate the output dimension. So if you don't know how to calculate the output dimension, please watch the video first. The output of each layer becomes the input for the next layer. For example, the output of the input layer is 32 cross 32 cross 1. It will become the input to the convolutional layer. Similarly, the convolutional layer output is 28 by 28 by 6. It will become input to the pooling layer and so on. So let's start with the input layer. There are no trainable weights in the input layer, so there will be no computation, and then we will move to the first convolutional layer. The information of filters and the filter size is given. So let's put these things in the formula. The filter width is 5, filter height is 5, 5 cross 5 times the input depth is 1, because the input that is coming to this layer is 32 cross 32 cross 1. So the depth is 1. Multiply by number of filters are 6, plus the number of biases, which are 6 as well. So here is the output. 5 cross 5 cross 1 cross 5 plus 6 is equal to 156. So the first layer would have 156 trainable parameters. Next is the pooling layer, and there are no biases and weights in the pooling layer, so we do not need to calculate the trainable parameter for pooling layer. We will skip this layer and then move to the second convolutional layer. The input to this convolutional layer is 14 times 14 times 6, and this convolutional layer contains 16 filters of size 5 by 5. Now let's put these things in the formula. 5 cross 6, because the input depth is 6, cross the number of filters, that are 16 plus 16. So there will be 16 biases. So we'll get 2416 number of trainable parameters for the second convolutional layer. Now we have again a pooling layer. There will be no trainable parameters. Then we have a flattened layer. Again, on the flattened layer there are no weights and biases, so there will be no trainable parameters. Now we will move to the dense layer that contains 120 neurons. The input to the dense layer is 400. So after flattening, the input becomes 400, which becomes the input to the dense layer, which contains 120 neurons. So according to the formula, the inputs are multiplied by the number of neurons. So 400 multiplied by 120, plus we add the number of biases. If we have 120 neurons, we will have 120 biases as well. So 400 times 120 plus 120, we will get 48,120 neurons on the first dense layer. Now we are moving to the second dense layer that contains 84 neurons. The input to this layer is 120. So 120 times 84 plus 84, we will get 10,164 number of trainable parameters. Now let's compute for the output layer. We have 84 inputs to the output layer, and output layer contains 10 neurons. So 84 times 10 plus 10. 840 plus 10, 850. So 850 are the number of trainable parameters on the output layer. Now we need to calculate the total number of trainable parameters, which is very easy. You just add all of the number of parameters at each layer and you will get the total parameters. So we add all of them and we get 61,706 parameters for this complete CNN architecture. If you remember, we showed you a model.summary output in the beginning of the video, and I said that we will compare our solution with that one. So let's compare it. So the first layer number of parameters are 156. For the second convolutional layer there are 2416. For the dense layer there are 48,000. For the second dense layer there are 10,000. For the third dense layer there are 850. And the total parameters are 61,706, and they are exactly the same that we have calculated in our example. Here, along with the total number of parameters, in bottom we can see that the size is also given, 241.04 kbs. We can also calculate the size. So now let's talk about how do we calculate the size that is required by the model. In most deep learning frameworks, the trainable parameters are stored as floating point numbers, typically 32-bit floating point. They contains 4 bytes of memory, and 1 byte contains 8 bits. So if one parameter is taking 4 bytes, then the total model will consume how much bytes? We will simply multiply the size per parameter with the total number of parameters. So we have 61,706 total trainable parameters, and each parameter is consuming 4 bytes. So we get 246,000 bytes. We can also convert this value to kbs by dividing it by 1024. We will get 241.04 kb, and that is exactly that value that we saw in the model.summary function output. Now I have an assignment for you. So we have a similar architecture that we saw earlier, and you have to calculate the number of trainable parameters for each layer and then calculate the total number of trainable parameters and also calculate the size that is required by the model. Please solve it and write in the comments below the total number of trainable parameters and the size or the memory required by the model. I'll see you in the next video.